Yeah. MD. JPB. It's only right, baby.
Yeah. Why you mad? I got a bad bro. Name hot in these streets, no Tabasco. But I'm so stubbed, that's a fact, yo. And if you think I'm frontin', you can run it back, yo. Go run it back. You know that I run it. Everything you wanna do, I already done it. And I got your little boo telling me she love me. I got this, that, damn, it's gonna be a long night.
Hello guys, what is up? It is me, Prince of This, and I'm back here with another video. And today we are doing What If Luffy Had Yuno's Powers Part 2, Tempest. And before I begin, thank y'all for 19k. Obviously, my voice is going to be a little bit low. I'll try to raise it a little bit, but seriously though, I want to express a lot of joy. Thank y'all so much for 19k. You have no idea how big of a deal this is to me. I hope we keep getting higher and higher, and honestly, it's going to be a little bit much more of a challenge to post because we're all quarantining, so everyone's at home all the time, so it's hard to find some quiet to post like I used to. So yeah, that's going to suck for a while, but I hope you guys don't mind, and let's begin. So, anyway, the last part started off with Luffy being born with wind magic, not that he knows that, and he has a grimoire, and since he was born with these powers, it makes him strong, and as such, a very confident, calm-headed person. When he meets Shanks, that is the very same day he beats up the bandits who tried to embarrass Shanks and his group, showing signs of having conquered the conqueror spirit. After this, soon Luffy wants to be a pirate and a pirate king. He meets Sabo, Ace, and saves them from pork meat and Blue Jam, getting his first bounty of 14 million berries. And then Sabo was going to leave, but a Celestial messes it up, causing Luffy to step in, as he almost kills a Celestial, but Sabo stops him. Then, years pass, and they all set out, safely, and Luffy meets Kobe, and he beats up Alvida, and then he beats up Axe and Morgan, and he gets Zoro's swords, but Zoro wants to fight him to see if he was really, strong as they said he was. As the serious Luffy tells Zoro not to die, he would shoot out a wind ray unperceivable by Zoro, who was then blasted in the gut and sent flying into the marine base wall, scaring Kobe as he would yell, "Why are you even doing this? Stop!" Luffy's wind then blows even harder as he says he asked for it. "I can't hold back against my first mate." Kobe then thinks this is crazy as Zoro then barely manages to get up, and he would then spit out a bunch of blood, and with a smile he says, "I couldn't even see it." He's almost laughing, and Kobe would ask why he's doing that. "Have you lost your mind?" Zoro then says, "Screw it. I'd rather not die a dog's death here. I'll join you." Luffy's wind then settles down as his grimoire floats back to his hand, and he puts it in his satchel. Good, because the Marines are here. They then all turn to see the Marines come out of the building and getting armed, and they're being led by someone who then asks, "What is your goal here? I checked your bounty. You're over 1 million. And you just killed a Navy captain, so do you plan on enslaving this island? Depending on your answer, we'll have to attack." Luffy would then say, "What would be the point of that? I'm just a pirate. I don't know how to govern a village." The Marines are dumbfounded by this answer, as the leader then says, "Are you leaving peacefully?" "Yes, I am. But can you keep this little guy?" A confused Kobe then sees Luffy pointing to him, as he then panics but bows, saying he would love to join. "And how do we know he's not in cahoots with you?" Luffy hearing this then kicks Kobe to the ground, as Kobe then turns to him asking why he would do that, and Luffy says, "That's proof right here. I just brought him along because I was bored. Don't get confused, alright?" Saying this with a straight face, he then walks over to Zoro, and the wind lifts them up both as he creates an arc of wind that starts to fly them up into the air, and Zoro is in shock as Luffy then puts his hand on his head and wind starts to surround him and it starts to heal his wounds. "You can heal people?" Zoro would ask, and Luffy nods, saying, "Just stay still. It'll be done in a moment. By the way, my name isn't Ripper, it's Monkey D. Luffy." "Alright then, Captain, where's the rest of the crew?" he would ask. Luffy, to his shock, then says there are no others, making him wonder what he had got himself into. And back on the ground, Kobe had just realized what Luffy just did and burst into tears as he salutes the Marines, and he would say, "Ready for duty, sir." "You have some pretty good friends, huh? Welcome to the Marines." Kobe then nods, and regardless, unfortunately, the Marines have to tell the higher-ups of Morgan's death and raise Luffy's bounty to 25 million. So Luffy and Zoro stay on the sea for a while and on Luffy's boat, and by using the wind, he sort of instinctively can feel where they need to go next, and it's not navigation, it's just a certain skill he has. You seriously just listen to the wind? He had told Zoro he could do this, and Luffy says, yeah, it tells me things. And you really didn't eat a devil fruit. Luffy then shakes his head and Zoro says that's freaky, to which Luffy chuckles at, saying it's just how things are for him. And this is when far off they would see 3 people drowning, and Luffy uses a little mini blast to make their sails go to them, and Zoro pulls them on board, only for them to just take out swords and tell them to give them everything they have. Too bad, he just stepped into the territory of Buggy. A few minutes later though, the 3 will be disciplined by Zoro and learn of Luffy's true identity, and they freak out a bit, so they bow and ask for forgiveness. Just get off my ship, I don't care about your apology. Oh, really? Thank you, sir, but are you trying to find our captain? You mean Buggy? Depends on if he does anything ridiculous. The 3 then sweat nervously and thank Luffy for letting them live, and they would then jump into the sea and leave, and as they leave, Zoro would be asking if that was really a good idea. It's fine, they're too weak to beat us anyway, but I am interested in that girl they mentioned. She sounds fun. She stole their map. Exactly, that's just what a pirate would do. So cut to a few minutes later, and we find Nami running away from Buggy's men with the map, and just as they catch up to her, they are knocked to the ground, as Nami then looks up to see Luffy and Zoro land, with Nami being starstruck when she sees Luffy. Luffy then lands down with Zoro, and the wind dissipates, with Buggy's men then, after having been seeing him, getting scared. What's he doing here? Is that Roro no Zoro? Zoro would then say, hey Luffy, should I get rid of these guys? Luffy would then say, go ahead, they're kind of annoying. As Zoro goes and takes care of the pirates, Luffy then walks over to Nami and helps her up as she says thank you. Nami, however, then pulls away her hand, thinking, wait a minute, pretty face, green book, wind powers. She then yells out loud, you're the Ripper! I really hate that name. I prefer Luffy. It makes me sound less like a psycho. Hearing this, Nami then starts to back away in fear as Luffy says he's not gonna hurt her, so there's no need to worry, but she doesn't believe him. I can't let his looks blind me. Behind that face is a killer. I heard he became infamous when he was a kid. He's dangerous, Nami would think. By this point, Zoro would have taken care of Buggy's pirates when 3 would then hear something whistling through the air. And this is when they are caught in an explosion and everything just booms. Like there's a huge explosion where they are. As we zoom out to see the Buggy pirates in the area, as they would then see this giant explosion occur, Buggy would then yell, I got him! The rest of the Buggy pirates would cheer in happiness as Buggy just saw Luffy arrive. He flew in. So Buggy, while hiding his fear, said that he simply wanted to test his Buggy ball, but he hoped they would kill Luffy on sight, and he thought it did. And he started to celebrate until a wind ray would slam into Buggy's stomach, and the beam would curve, sending him up into the air as he coughs up blood, and the pressure from the blast blew off the rest of the Buggy pirates down from where they were, as Luffy then appears behind Buggy while he's flying, and he punches him with the wind-enhanced move right back down, causing his vertebrae to almost crack. And as he slams back into the Buggy hideout, he destroys it. Watch it. I was talking, you clown, Luffy would utter, as Luffy then lands among the debris of Buggy's ruined base, and he sees Buggy's pirates all over the ground, hurt, and simply walks over, over them, until he finds and yanks out Buggy, but accidentally he takes off his head. Ah, you bastard, let me down, he yells, but deep down he's thinking, holy shit, he's gonna rip up my heart and eat it. I'm so screwed. Why does this bastard look like this despite being a pirate? Shit. He's saying Luffy looks pretty handsome despite being a pirate. He's jealous. Luffy then drops his head, telling him to leave with this crew when they get up, or I'll kill you. Got it. He unknowingly releases Haki and Buggy promises to leave, as Luffy then walks past them while he's frozen in fear. And far off, Nami and Zoro, who were protected by Luffy, then run over to find the massacre he made. Is that a cut-off head? Nami would yell. Luffy would then say, don't worry, he ate a devil fruit. He's doing that on purpose so he doesn't get as much damage. Nami then says, still, that's Buggy. You took down Buggy and destroyed his crew that easily? Don't be so surprised, Zoro would say. He's done crazier things. So now, will you join my crew? I actually need a navigator, Luffy would say. As he asked this, the people of the village who were hiding will come out having weapons, and this includes the chief of the village named Budo, who also has his suit of armor on. Who are you guys? He would ask, obviously shaking, as Luffy would say, have you heard of the Ripper? Who hasn't? That guy's terrifying. He had a devil fruit too. Luffy then points himself saying, that's me, though I prefer Luffy. Seriously, please call me Luffy. Hearing this makes them all scared, as they thought they had a savior, but now they will definitely die, seeing as how Luffy easily took down Buggy, but to their surprise, Zoro and Luffy just start to leave. I'm not gonna force you, Nami, but I really could use you. Sorry for disturbing everyone. He and Zoro then head off with them saying that, Zoro saying he was bored, he didn't get to fight anyone, and Luffy says you'll have some fun next time. Budo would then say that they're really just leaving? Hey, are you with them? Starter Nami is then forced to make a decision with, Luffy, she can make a lot of money. So she takes a leap of faith and says, yeah, I'm part of his crew. She then runs after the two, leaving the villagers dumbfounded. Did they do that just to help us? Those kids are weird. So Luffy and Zoro and Nami head off in Nami's ship in search of a new island, and as they leave the dock, the villagers actually gather and thank them, but Nami is still suspicious of Luffy and does not fully trust it. Eventually, they go to Gaimon's island, where Luffy actually breaks him out of the treasure chest he's in and then heals his mangled bones, and even after finding out he's been guarding basically nothing, he's still fine with, staying. Meanwhile, the Straw Hats then get some fruit and, leave on their journey. So the next day on their travels, Nami would say, we can't keep going like this. I know, we won't. That's what we have you for, navigator. Did you plan out any of this to any degree at all? She would ask. Luffy would then say, nope, that's what an adventure is all about. But first things first, we need a new ship. We're near an island, so best luck to us. As the crew approaches Sur village, Usopp and his crew are staking out what they think are the Buggy pirates. Ninjin, the boy with green hair, then says, what do we do, Captain? Usopp would then say, well, wait a minute. Those are not Buggy pirates. This is much worse than I thought. As the boys ask about what he's saying, this is when they are found by Nami from their hiding place, as the kid would then run away in fear, and Usopp tells him to stop, but then he gathers up some courage and, stands up and he kind of lies, saying, I'm the great leader, Captain Usopp, so watch yourself, I have over 80 million behind me. Nami would then say, you're totally lying, right? By the way, Nami is below and Usopp is above on a cliff. And Usopp then freaks out at being found out, and Luffy then says to calm down as he, flies to him, and he backs away in amazement and fear as Luffy then lands in front of him, as Luffy will say, you're just like Mr. Usopp. Well, minus the personality, he's way cooler than you. Hey, watch it! Wait, you said Usopp? That's my dad. You met him? Luffy then says he did, as he wouldn't stop talking about him and his son, and always talked about Usopp, and he wanted to make Usopp part of his crew. Well, I have no problem with that, but dude, how are you a pirate? You look like a marine. That's what I thought, Zoro would yell. Luffy, annoyed, then asked if he was going to join the crew, making it clear that this was a kind of a sore topic for him. His face is a bit of a thing that people mention that he hates, and Usopp says he will join if he's made captain, and the three all say instantly no. Usopp would then ask why. Well, can you beat Luffy? Zoro would yell. Usopp then turns to Luffy and stares him down and then nervously turns, saying that on second thoughts, he's good, but I still don't know if I can join you guys. He then gets up saying he had to meet he has to meet someone, saying he'll be back, and after he leaves, he goes and meets Kaya. So their little conversation is much shorter. They don't meet at the bar, and after he leaves, his crew actually comes back over. And first they thought he killed Usopp, but soon they come to understand they want Usopp on their crew, and they ask the kids where he left off to, and they say Kaya's mentioned. And a few minutes later, when Usopp is talking to Kaya, he turns and to his surprise would see Luffy, Nami, Zoro, and the kids had arrived. What are you guys doing here? He would yell from his tree, and Luffy would say, I heard she was pretty rich and sick, so I came to strike a deal, Luffy would say. Are you a friend of Usopp's? What's your request? Kaya would ask. As Luffy is about to start his request, Calidor walks up, annoying Usopp, as he then starts to say, what are you doing here? Leave this instant. As he says this, he then lays his eyes upon Luffy though, and stops in a nervous sweat, with Kaya saying Luffy simply wanted to ask something, and she wants to hear him out. Yes, my lady. I think it's only fair. You're correct. Kaya, Usopp, and the kids are surprised by this because Calidor never acts like this, as the butler then excuses himself and leaves, and Luffy says you will heal Kaya if she will give him a ship. You ate a devil fruit that heals people? Kaya would ask. Luffy would then say, no, I have never eaten a devil fruit. My power is something I was born with, so that means you can trust me more. I mean, why would you want to be associated with the fruit that has the name devil in it? That is true, Usopp would say. Luffy then asks if she wants to at least give him a chance, and she asks Usopp if she can trust Luffy, and he takes a moment before then nodding. So Kaya then allows Luffy to get closer, and he would put his hand out as Kaya would be surrounded by wind, and she would start to shine, being filled with power and energy, and being re-healed until the spell then stops, and Kaya looks at herself as she jumps down, and with ease, she actually can withstand the, the pressure, from jumping that high, After this, she would jump out of her window, land, and just start carefully walking before then realizing she's not even tired from doing that, which she normally would have. And it's crazy. He can really heal people, Nami would say. Kaido then thanks Luffy apologizing for Calador who was rude to him, and Luffy says it's not a problem, and Usopp is so happy that Kaido can run around as she wishes. By the way, where's that butler anyway? He looks pretty shaken. Well, not that I care, Usopp would say. Luffy would then say that aside from healing him, he has something special about his grimoire, and his grimoire then floats out of his satchel and it opens up, flipping pages as he tells to everyone to gather. It has records of people. I've learned about them a lot. They're mostly pirates, and guess who Calador really is? A page then flips showing Calador's true identity as Kuro, shocking everyone as he has a pretty high bounty, with Kaya being in disbelief. It can't be. I'm sorry, he must have recognized me and ran away. I'm pretty known around these parts. Kaya would then say, you're a pirate too? But you don't look like one. I am aware of that, but now if you know the truth, then I assume you don't mind if I take care of him, right? What are you gonna do to him? We then cut to Kuro and his crew as they are getting offshore in fear, with them asking Kuro why Luffy even came here, and he said, I don't know, but if we don't leave this island, we are ruined. Captain? I think it's too late, one of his men would say, as Kuro and the rest of his crew turn to see Luffy on shore with his grimoire floating beside him, and all the crew members see is white before being blown away into the sea, with Luffy then putting away his grimoire, and their ship was crushed by a giant wind fang. Usopp, Nami, and Zoro then walk up, with Usopp being wired at what Luffy just did without even needing to do much. So, where are we going next, Captain? He would ask nervously. Luffy would then say, oh, I'm the captain now, huh? Zoro would then say, are you sure holding back is good? You were holding back? Usopp would yell. Luffy then says it'll be fine, because if they know what's good for them, they'll stop doing this kind of thing, but if they meet again, they will die. After this, Kaya tells the other butler about Calador, and he is surprised, but of course, the unnamed group still gets their ship, and Usopp joins, disbanding his old crew and, telling them to follow their dreams, and he promises Kaya to come back one day. On the ship, the group would, drink together, toasting, officially making Usopp a member of their group, and now they have the going merry. As Usopp slams his glass down, he would then ask, so, what are we? We need a name, right? Oh, I never thought of that, Luffy would say. Really just go with the flow, don't you? Nami would say, and Luffy says, yep. So as they start to think of things, soon they decide on the Tempest pirates, and with this decided, Usopp draws up a skull with Luffy's 4-leaf clover on its forehead. Wow, it's perfect, Nami would say. Luffy would then say, yeah, it's perfect. And after this, Luffy helps fly up everyone so they can, draw the giant skull on the sail, and this establishes them officially as the Tempest pirates. And since they're tired after doing this, they take a break in the dining room. So, what are you gonna do? Usopp would then say, oh, me? Obviously, I'm going to be your sniper. That's my expertise. Nami would then say, then why don't you try one of the cannons? We gotta be sure. After hearing this challenge, Usopp steps out saying he was going to show them something spectacular. This is when he stops in his tracks, hitting Luffy who was behind, and he would ask what was wrong and why he stopped. And this is when he would see Johnny down on the deck, pointing a sword at them. Are you the Ripper? A crew? He's gathering a crew. This isn't good, Johnny would think, as Luffy then says he is the Ripper, just as Zoro and Nami step out. And both Zoro and Yosaku are surprised as they would say each other's name, signaling that they know of, each other. Well, isn't this a nice surprise, Luffy would say. Cut to a few moments later, Luffy heals Yosaku, who is brought onto their ship, and they are surprised that Zoro is hanging out with the very people he used to chase, but they respect it. And Luffy, don't move too much yet, alright? I only healed you, you still lost a lot of blood. Thank you, big bro, Luffy, Yosaku would say. As Zoro would then say, hey, Luffy, take this as a lesson. This kind of stuff could happen to us. Even with your healing, we can't have a perfect record. Luffy would then say, true. Then let's go look for a cook. There's gotta be something in my grimoire. He would then release his book into the air as it flips, showing Zeph, as Yosaku and Johnny would then come up to see Zeph and his bounty. What is this book? It's the source of my power. Usopp would then say, are you sure we should be telling people that? Luffy, however, tells them it's fine, but Johnny says he was about to suggest they actually go see Zeph if they want to cook, and he has a restaurant on the seas. I guess we're heading to the Baratie then, Nami would say. And so their journey would start, as on the way Usopp would show he is qualified to be a sniper, and that is his official title. And after days of traveling, they finally make it and reach the restaurant on the seas. So, what do you guys think? Yosaku would ask. Usopp would then say, it's amazing to think that something like this actually exists. Wow. But their excitement is cut short when they would see a marine ship approaching. Yosaku and Johnny hide for their lives, as when the ship pulls up, Iron Fist walks over to the edge of his ship asking of, the captain of these pirates? That would be me, sir, Luffy would say, stepping up, as Iron Fist and his men are startled, as Iron Fist would then ask if he was the infamous Ripper, and, the men nodded nervously. Shit, what do we do now? Iron Fist would think. Luffy would then say, do you plan on attacking? I'd rather not having a fight today. If you don't mind, I'll let you go. What do you think? Iron Fist, getting high off his pride, then hates that Luffy is looking down on him and is about to yell something when he would be stared down by Luffy, who is no longer smiling, and he steps back in fear. I'll take you up on your offer. With a shiver in his voice, he then tells his men to pull back, just as the Marines, Iron Fist's partner, it was supposed to be his date today, walks out asking what was wrong when she turned and saw Luffy and blushed. Wow, who's the pretty boy? But then she notices the pirate flag and gets scared, as Luffy would then say goodbye to the Marine ship with a terrifying smile. Whoa, big bro Luffy, you're really good at talking to people. It's natural, Luffy would say. Now, let's find us a cook. He would then wave forward, causing the wind to blow their sails and pushing them closer to the ship very fast. And Nami would say, seriously, why is someone like him a pirate? Actually, she would think this, as soon after reaching the Baratie, the group starts to, sit down and order food. And then as they are eating, Ussop would then ask why Luffy is, holding back so much. What do you mean? Luffy would ask. I always eat like this. For some reason, Luffy had manners, even if he purposely chose to be rowdy sometimes. He normally just ate very cleanly, and that's what Ussop was pointing out. Like, why is he holding back? Why is he not scarfing down all this food? And he grew up this way, and Zoro then mentions that eyes are on them. Wrong, Luffy senpai, Yoseki would say, as they indeed were, with Luffy's presence stealing the attention of many women who came here with their date, and people simply just looked like they were just, bored and wanted to look at him. Like, dude is a smoke show. A shadow would then cover Luffy as he looked up to see an angered Sanji, who would then lay down a plate. Here's your food. Thank you. Hey, can I talk to Zeph? I heard he was the head chef here. Sanji would then say, yeah, sure, just give me a moment. A few moments later, Zeph then walks out, meeting Luffy, who would then ask if he had a cook he could recruit. You're building a crew, huh? For a second, I almost forgot you were the infamous Ripper. That name disturbs me, Luffy would say. Zeph would then say, even the way you talk is not like a pirate, but I'll see what I can do. But I can't trust you not to cause any trouble, right? Luffy would then say, nah, I wouldn't dare. I'm a pirate, not a troublemaker. Yeah, right, all the Straw Hats would say. Luffy would then say, ignore that. Zeph only laughs more as he walks away, telling them to enjoy their food for now, and he goes back to the kitchen. After this is when Sanji is about to take a smoke break, and he goes out on the deck of the ship, only to be met by a gun from a bleeding pirate named Gin. I hope I get his name right. Give me some food. Now, Gin would order, as Sanji would then say, that's bad manners, sir. The customer's eyes catch the scene, with Gin then asking, are you crazy or something? His sentence is then interrupted by a kick from Sanji, as he would then hit the gun out of his hand into the sea. Wait here, he would say. He would then head back inside, with Gin being shocked at his power, and when Sanji comes back out, he would bring out a big plate of food. Hey Sanji, stop giving out free food, you bastard. The other chefs would be yelling, but Sanji would say, shut it. Here, eat this. I even brought you the spoon. Gin would then slowly take the plate and the spoon and would start just eating before then speeding up and scarfing down the food with tears filling his eyes. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Gin then walks off and takes a seat away from the view of the customers and sits down on the deck, with Sanji, coming up and asking how long it had been since he ate. So long. I don't think I can even guess right now. Sanji would say if that's the case, then he should have seconds after this, just as Luffy would then walk out asking, will you join my crew? Oh, it's you, Sanji would say. Sorry, do you hate pirates? Sanji would then say it's not like that, but he won't join their crew because of his own reasons. Well, I'm not giving up yet, Luffy would say, as Sanji would then say, go ahead and try, I'm not coming with you. Gin then cuts in the conversation as he confirms Luffy's identity, before then asking if he was planning on going to the Grand Line, and when Luffy says yes, he would tell him to give up. Hell no, Luffy would say. I'm being serious, Gin would say. I'm aware you ate a devil fruit, but even that, I did not eat a devil fruit. How many times do I have to tell people that? Look. He would then run and jump into the sea, to the shock of Sanji, as when they look down, they would see Luffy swimming perfectly fine. Then how do you have those powers we heard of? Luffy then flies out of the water and back on the boat, saying he was born with them before then starting to dry himself off, and when they see his power in action, it's even more amazing than they thought it would be. Maybe he has a chance, but still, Gin would think. After this, a day would pass as Luffy continues, to try to convince Sanji. They stay on there around, and they take a break, obviously go sleep, and they come back again and, try again. And the Straw Hats and their passengers, would stay on the Merry while Luffy was just trying to get Sanji to join. That's basically the entire day. But the next day, They found out that they were both crazy dreamers, and they had really good chemistry despite barely knowing each other, so Luffy had more hope that he would join. Back on the Strata ship, as Johnny keeps keeping a lookout, his eyes would then pop out of his sockets, scaring everyone, with Zoro asking what was going on, and with fear in his voice, he then said he saw the Krieg pirate ship approaching. And when everyone looks forward, it is indeed true, and the new customers on the Baratie gather around the window to see this as well. Sanji would then say, I don't know why they're panicking when you're here. How do they not notice you? Luffy would then say, it's not that they don't notice. My poster picture has my face shaded, and most people only recognize my true identity based on rumors of my features or your wind power, Sanji would say. Luffy then nods, as this is when the ship gets, closer and closer, and it shows actually very damaged, exterior, despite it towering over the Mary and the Baratie easily. What happened to them, they'd be thinking, as the ship like it was caught in a natural disaster, and soon Krieg enters the ship with the help of Gin, and no one dares to move. That's DonKrieg. What happened to him? As they see him up close, Krieg would then say, sorry for intruding, but I would like some food. Don't worry, I'm willing to pay. So this is DonKrieg, Luffy would think. And for now, we're actually going to go to the office of Garp, as we will be eating food like some cookies when Sengoku, enters, saying he decided to raise Luffy's bounty. Isn't that a bit hasty? Garp would say. Sengoku would then say, please, he has the power to wipe out entire fleets. Don't play with me, monkey. Can't you give it a few more days? Sengoku then says he has already increased his bounty, with Garp then asking what it was now, and as he waits in suspense, we then go back to the Baratie, where Don will be eating food Sanji had just brought him. One of the cooks then punches Sanji, asking why he would do that, and Sanji would say he was hungry. Don't be a bad chef. You freaking idiot. Boss, do something. They would look to Zeph, as the chefs are out now, and Zeph would say, what are you worrying about? There's something far scarier standing in that corner over there. The chefs then looked to Luffy and realized Don was nothing compared to him, as when Don is done eating, he would then stand up filled with energy, and everyone gulps as he wipes his mouth clean, and Don would then take one step saying, no ship, I'll take it. He's finally showing his true colors, they would be thinking, as Luffy would then say, sorry, but you can't have this ship. Luffy then walks out from the crowd, coming face to face with Krieg, who then looks at him asking what the hell he wanted. Gin would then say, Captain, don't do this, he'll kill you. Don would then push away Luffy, saying, this pretty boy twerp. Thinking of it, I could actually get a lot of money for you if I sold you. There's some weird people who would do anything. All the chefs are dumbfounded by how dumb this man is, and they actually start to feel bad for them, as Gin then backs away saying, I warned you, I can't step into this anymore. Don then yells, are you committing treason right now? You shut the hell up, Luffy would say, as Anna is hit by immense pressure which forces him to his knees, and when he looks at Luffy, his face is covered by shadow, which makes it click, and when he's reminded that he has seen a poster before that looked exactly like that. You're the Ripper? Don would ask. The customers would be terrifying when they hear this name, Luffy then saying, nice to meet you. Luffy then slams a punch to Don's chest, ripping away his cloak as he reveals his gold-plated armor which had protected him. I knew it. No matter how strong you are, bastards like you are no match for. His armor, however, would then shatter to pieces, leaving him shocked, as this is when Luffy grabs him by the face. As the powerful amount of wind starts to build up, he would throw the giant like a ragdoll out the door and back to his ship with so much force that it would explode and blow to pieces, with a lot of powerful wind reverberating back and hitting the Baratie, and everyone has to take cover. How did we notice it was him? We're so screwed, they would say, as the wind comes to a stop, everyone while covering looks to see a ticked off Luffy. Sell me? You bastards think you can just disrespect me and get away with it? He would be saying. Yeah, we're dead, they would say. Zeph then stands up asking if Krieg was dead, and Luffy said it depended on how tough he was. But he's probably done for. I figured, Zeph would say. Sanji meanwhile is in awe, as are the other chefs, as Luffy would then calm himself down asking Sanji, can you please join me? It can't be anyone else. How does a pirate sound so trustworthy? They would all say, as Zeph would then say, alright, all of you, clear the area, unless you want to stay in the same room as this guy. He points to Luffy and everyone, the customers run out, as he then lets them, with Zeph then saying, Sanji should join Luffy. No, I want to become a head chef. The all blue can wait. However, the chef's anger then say to leave, as Sanji is taken aback because they sound like they're actually being serious, and this is when they would say, you're a horrible chef anyway. Why don't you just go do something else with your life? I'm a better cook than any of you, Sanji would yell. You think just because you can cook a decent meal you're a chef, they would say. Sanji would then turn to Zeph, who says, you can't even make decent soup. This makes Sanji get chills as he yells, what the hell is wrong with all of you? He then storms out and shuts the door behind, with Luffy then asking, did you guys have to be so harsh? That idiot keeps wanting to hang around this place instead of living his young years. It's stupid. Zeph would then say, but you understand then, right? Can you take him to the all blue? It's his dream. Luffy would then say, you guys are the definition of tough love. You don't actually hate his cooking, one of the chefs would say. Everyone here knows how good Sanji is. He's better than any of us. And outside, Sanji can hear all this because the cooks are very loud, and this makes him realize what is going on. But then, he would hear Luffy say if he doesn't want to come, then he can't do anything about it. It's kind of a shame. He's fun. I thought you were hell-bent on him, Zeph would say. And Luffy says, well, I can't force someone who wants to be a cook into being a pirate. But then Sanji barges in saying he would join him to the surprise of everyone. You suck at acting anyway. All of you guys. He then walks past them in complete silence as he goes to get his things, and hearing this, Luffy is happy he wants to join, and he says he'll go tell the others, and as he runs out, he would blast and fly into the air towards his ship, as when he nears it, he hears Zoro asking if everything was taken care of. Luffy then lands as they all run over and he said it was fine. Big bro, what was that? Johnny would ask, and Luffy says, oh, DonKrieg attacked, so I had to take care of him. Ussop would then say, Don? I mean, he's strong and all, but he must be an idiot if he thought he could fight you. I mean, look at what happened. He then points to their decimated ship, and Luffy, thinks maybe he went a bit far, before then telling everyone that Sanji was actually going to join them, which is, of course, good. A few moments later, when they bring the ship closer to the Baratie, as Sanji walks out onto the deck of the Baratie with his luggage, everyone is waiting outside watching him leave. Take a picture, it'll last longer. Sanji then jumps on the Starlight ship, just as Zeph would then walk out on top of what's on the second floor. He just hangs on the railing, and Ussop then tells Luffy to hit the sails. With the wave of his hand, Luffy then hits the sails with wind and blasts it as they start to leave, just as Sanji would yell, thank you. His voice reaches the chefs, and Zeph and all of them can see Sanji is crying. Thank you for taking me in. He can barely even say his words properly, as this startles the crew, but Luffy says, don't mind it, this is personal. As Sanji says this, he would then thank Zeph for always, being with him and saving him that day when he didn't have much, and this caused the chefs to break out of their facades, wishing him good luck. Yosaki would then say, you okay, big bro, Sanji? And Sanji would say, I'm fine. So, I guess now I'm a Tempest pirate, huh? Luffy then stops blowing the sails and says, yep, just as Nami would get up and walk to the wheel, pushing Ussop out of the way. He was driving the boat, and Ussop would say, hey, what's the big idea? Nami would then say, Luffy, can I ask for a favor? Everyone then stops, as for once, Nami doesn't sound like she's just playing, and Luffy asks what the favor is, with her asking if he had the name of Arlong in his grimoire, and he nods. Help me defeat him, then I'll really join your crew. For good. Sanji can feel the anger that she has behind her voice and says, what did those bastards do? Nami would then say, it doesn't matter, I just want him gone. Hearing this, Luffy smiles as he would lift his hand, and the wind gathers, blowing the sails even harder. Lead the way, navigator. Zoro then says, wake me up when we get there. I've been itching for a fight. They are strong, right? Nami would then nod as Sanji would say, I'm gonna go make snacks for us, Nami Swan. And he does his weird shit. And Sanji excitedly runs to the kitchen, and Nami thinks, next time I see you, Arlong, you're dead. And that brings us to the end of the video. Welcome to the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next will be the Q&A, and then I will do the 19K special, which will take really long because I actually haven't finished it yet. I'm sorry. I've been really lazy, not gonna lie. I mean, being in quarantine, it takes a bit of spirit out of you. At least when I was in school, I had more passion. But I will try to, get the videos in for y'all, and everything will be fine. It'll be fine. I think I'm starting to figure out when I should start recording, which apparently is 7 a.m. in the morning. I hate my life. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Videos coming up. I will answer all of your questions, so don't worry. All right, stay safe. I hope you guys enjoyed this part, and give it a lot of likes, subscribe. Let's reach 20K, and peace.